thrill me.
This show is part of the Thrill Me Podcast Network. Experience more on Facebook and YouTube.
Heyo, and welcome to the Revealed Rob Show. I am, of course, your host, Revealed Rob, coming at you with all the latest fun, man. We're going to be talking some WWE. We had SummerSlam happen over the weekend, man, so definitely got to talk about that, and Monday Night Raw happening tonight, man, before recording this episode. So can't wait to talk about that. Hope everybody out there is doing great. Gonna, of course, talk movie news and get a review for you, man. A movie I decided to watch out of nowhere, and definitely going to be interesting to talk about. But again, hope everybody out there's been doing great since the last time we had our weekly talk here. Hope everybody's having a great time, doing good, feeling good, alive, having a good time. I'm all right, I guess, having a good time. Can't complain. It is a busy week, man. Got a movie to go see this week, and going to a WWE event this week, man. WWE's coming back to town, North Charleston, South Carolina, at the North Charleston Coliseum. Get to go see the WWE. It's been a couple years since the last time I saw the WWE in person, man. So I'm excited about that. I think that's probably a good segue to go ahead and jump into SummerSlam. SummerSlam, one of the big four pay-per-views the WWE puts on every year, happened over the weekend. And I got to be honest with you, man, I thought it was a fantastic event. Like, from start to finish, I absolutely enjoyed it. Now, did miss the beginning of the event, hanging out one of my buddies, and we went to go get some grub, went to go get some grindage, some food, and that was a wreck. that was insanity, man. Freaking went to Popeyes, love me some Popeyes. Went to Popeyes, freaking line all the way around the building. They're running slow. There's a huge ass crater of a hole right by the speaker box, so you're gonna hit it. Like, you can't avoid hitting it. Like, you're gonna hit it. You're gonna go in there. You just gotta hope and pray it doesn't completely destroy everything about your car. But you get there, you get to order. Guess what? No sides, man. No sides whatsoever, except for like red beans or something like that. That stinks. I mean, come on, whatever. So I got the chicken. We got the chicken anyways. I was like, you know what? Screw it. We're gonna go get fries from Zaxby's, because Zaxby's right here. Zaxby's got some good ass fries. So went to Zaxby's, got some fries, got back, chowed down, had a great time. Now, we did rewind to see the huge return. So, for after the first match happened. First match was Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch, and fantastic match. Went back and watched the match. Fantastic match, of course. When you got those two talented ladies going one-on-one, of course, you're always going to get something good there, and they had a great match. Becky Lynch turning from heel to face at the end there, showed respect to Bianca with the hug in the ring. And, of course, tonight on Raw, she announced that the man will be coming back after she comes back from injury, wishing her the best recovery time, and she comes back from that injury. As awesome as always, because we all love Becky Lynch. But at the end of the match, man, Bayley came back. Bayley is back in a big bad way. She did not come alone either. This is the highlight of the night for me. Again, I loved everything of the event, but this is the highlight of the night for me. Dakota freaking Kai is back, baby. Dakota Kai, fantastic performer. Love her. Watching her wrestle. Loved her on Restart on freaking Up, Down, Down. We don't have that anymore because a couple of them are no longer with the company, but you can still watch the old videos, and I highly suggest going to watch those videos because they're a great time. But love Dakota Kai. Glad to see that she's back with the company. She was released a couple months ago. Good to see she's back now that Triple H is in charge. This helps give us a good idea of what Triple H is doing. He's definitely going to bring his kids back in, if you will, and Dakota was the first showing of that. If that wasn't enough, he brought Io Shirai, who's now going by Io Sky, up to the main roster, and Io had a match tonight with Bianca Belair, which was entertaining. Then, of course, Brawl happened, of course, as it happens. But very great start to there. Logan Paul, I don't care what you have to say. You're just a hater at this point if you have anything bad to say about Logan Paul. Listen, I've never come across him, and he's never been in my algorithm. He's never been something that I paid attention to. But he came to the world of WWE, and once you come to the world of WWE, you're in my algorithm. So seeing him, I think he's done great. He did a great showing at WrestleMania, and even better this time around in his first solo match against The Miz. Did a lot of high spots, a lot of flying, and he nailed it, man. He did a great job. Can't wait to see what else he is going to bring in the future. Edge returned, which is not the biggest surprise in the world. We all could tell from those vignettes that was Edge that they were teasing. So he has returned to take on the Judgment Day to get his revenge. And I assume he's not going to be by himself. We'll see how things build out there. But he is back to take on the Judgment Day. We got some more of that tonight on Raw as well to see where things are going there. And a lot of good stuff throughout the event. I'm not going to talk about the whole event because I know a lot of you are probably here for movie talk. But main event, Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns was a freaking destruction zone. Last man standing match is what you want to see, especially when these two beasts hit the ring and they just destroyed everything. Brock Lesnar picked up the side of the ring with a freaking tractor. Roman went falling down. There's a great TikTok that Wonderful shared with me of somebody playing the Celine Dion song from Titanic. My heart will go on as the ring's getting lifted and Roman's falling out of it. It's hilarious, but yeah, that brutal match. They took it to each other, and maybe the last time we see it. I hope not, man, because unlike the other people who like to whine and cry about seeing the same two people fighting over and over again, guess what, guys? Go back in the history of wrestling. It happens a lot. Anyways, it was enjoyable. Those two got really good chemistry together, and I mean, Brock is just amazing. Roman's knocking it out of the park with his new character. He's going to take on Drew McIntyre next at Clash at the Castle. Could we be shocked and see Drew McIntyre take the championship in his hometown, man? We'll have to wait and see. But that will be on Peacock, and we'll get to see it then. Last thing I'm going to talk about here with the WWE is you can definitely tell we're under a new era in the WWE. And now I've enjoyed the product. I talked about it last week how much I fell in love with wrestling at the age of like 5 or 6, and then it's been a love for me ever since. I'm a lifer. I'm a WWE lifer without a doubt. I've watched other wrestling. I've watched New Japan. I've watched Impact. I've tried to watch AEW. I watched WCW. WWE is my thing, man. And I've enjoyed it over the last couple of years, but I will admit there were times and things I didn't enjoy, which is the way it'll be with everything. I mean, I've got my favorite bands, but I don't love every single song. God, love Motley Crue to death, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you every single song they've done is amazing. Never going to say that. I mean, check out that Theater of Pain album. Not every song on there is fantastic. But I've enjoyed, some things, but I'm definitely liking what I'm seeing now with the WWE. They're getting back to what they were before, and you can tell, man. You can tell the change, whether it be the matches a little bit longer, or if it's just the fact that they're talking about things they haven't talked about in a while. I saw it mentioned that the Michael Cole called the WWE fans instead of WWE Universe. That's something different. They were mentioning referees' names. They were mentioning history, man. They mentioned like Bruno Sammartino and Bob Backlund and stuff like that when they're talking about Roman Reigns' iconic reign he's going on right now with the championship. Even tonight on Raw, they had this amazing video package about the history of the United States Championship, and they're putting a lot of weight back and prestige on the United States Championship. I'm like, that's freaking awesome, dude. That's cool. That's awesome. Let's do that. Let's embrace that. So that's cool. I'm enjoying that. Fantastic triple threat matches tonight. AJ Styles did an incredible freaking Styles clash. You got to see it. And then he and Tommaso Ciampa had a match. Tommaso won, so again, that's another NXT guy that Triple H helped build. So we'll see if Tommaso ends up beating Bobby Lashley, and if all the NXT girls and guys can just be taking over the main roster. But I'm into it, man. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Triple H. Is doing some great things, and I can't wait to see where they go in the future. But that's gonna cap the WWE talk on this show. Let's go ahead and jump into the movie stuff, man, and movie news, TV news, all that stuff. The first thing we're gonna talk about here is news that broke today, and kind of news that I think we were all expecting pretty soon, especially with how things are going over there at the CW. But the upcoming ninth season of The Flash will be the final season of The Flash. It will debut in 2023 and will consist of 13 episodes, which is the lowest amount of episodes for the Flash series. So, like I said, this wasn't too surprising. We've seen the DC shows on the CW disappear, especially since HBO Max has become a thing, and now you can put your shows on HBO Max if you're going to create original shows. We've seen them fall. Arrow. Once Arrow ended, you were like, okay, how long is the rest of the shows in the Arrowverse going to last? And we've seen them kind of dropping in. This was the big one, man. I enjoyed The Flash. I will admit I haven't kept up with it as much as I am a Flash fan. That is my favorite superhero. My favorite hero is Batman. My favorite superhero is the Flash. I've missed a lot of seasons. I definitely need to catch back up with it. But I enjoyed what I did. I thought Grant was fantastic as the Flash. He's really great as the Flash. So it's going to get its conclusion, and I'm sure they'll give it a good conclusion, and then we'll see what happens there. So the interesting thing I saw about this is that the 13 episode mid-season order would put the Flash series finale just weeks ahead of the planned release, the June 23rd release of the Flash film starring Ezra Miller. And again, we're not going to get into the Ezra Miller talk. Like I said, please read full articles when it comes to Ezra Miller, not just the clickbaity headlines that seems to, just tell one side of the story. But I find that interesting. The reason I find it interesting is because when the Flash show started, they announced the Flash movie around not too long after the show started, that Ezra would be part of, and that was a big hoopla, and people got a little upset about that. Like you got Grant playing the Flash on the TV, why he's not playing Flash in the movie? But that's stuff people can't understand. But I find it interesting because one, like I mentioned, there is controversy around Ezra. We can't deny that. We'll see what ends up happening with them, but I haven't really heard anything lately about Ezra. So that's it's better than hearing something every week coming out about Ezra. But we'll see what happens. Again, read full stories to understand full things going on over there. But it makes me wonder if Grant has anything to do with the Flash film, because now he'll have extra time with the series over. And we already know with the Flash film, we've got multiple Batmans in it. We've got, multiple possibilities of characters in it. And we've seen the two Flashes interact back on one of the, I think maybe was it Crisis on Infinite Earths? I could be wrong by that. I think it was Crisis on Infinite Earths, the CW crossover event with the Arrowverse shows. We saw Ezra Miller's Flash and Grant's Flash meet. And it's not out of the realm of possibility that Grant could be in the film somewhere. That'd be cool. I think it'd be fun to see. And if we're still worried about Ezra at the time the film comes out, I'm not even gonna say we're. If other people are still worried about Ezra when that film comes out, then maybe that gives you the Grant play going forward until everything shakes its way out and you can pull Ezra back in or whatever you want to do. Because again, we're having different things going on with the Flash film. There's a lot of Earths and all that good stuff. So we'll see what ends up happening there, man. But yeah, as they like to say on Hollywood Babylon, big bucket of win to the Flash show as it is heading out. And yeah, congratulations, man. I'm definitely going to catch up on the show. I've been wanting to watch all the Arrowverse shows because I've stopped watching a good bit of them after a while. I just started watching YouTube, I guess. I don't know, I've been distracted by other things and movies and stuff that I just kind of stopped watching the shows. But I did enjoy what I saw, and congratulations to The Flash on a very successful run. 9 seasons. That's nothing to stink at. So there you go, man. Let's see. Haunted Mansion news. We haven't talked about the Haunted Mansion film in a while. That is still happening. Um, it seems, I mean, with the cast, and not to typecast them, but the cast does seem very comedic. But we'll see how this ends up going. I still wish Guillermo del Toro would have gotten his dream to make the film. Maybe one day he will. But there's a Haunted Mansion film coming, and a couple rumors broke. One broke over the weekend, seeing Jared Leto, which he's on that list of actors that people have really started hating. Um, Jared Leto apparently is rumored to be playing the role of the Hatbox Ghost. And the Hatbox Ghost is one of the most beloved characters of the Haunted Mansion theme park ride, right? So, I mean, obviously that's going to cause a stir, but I have seen a lot of Disney people on Twitter, at least, being kind of favorable, not favoritism, favorable to the idea. I mean, Jared Leto can pull it off. I have no worries there. But we'll see if that, and nothing's been confirmed there from what I've seen. I haven't seen any confirmation of that. That just seems like something that, the news started breaking about that over the weekend. And then today, rumors have hit that the amazing, incredible Jamie Lee Curtis, who I absolutely love, is rumored to be in the role of Madame Leota, man. Madame Leota, another classic character from the Haunted Mansion. Again, nothing officially confirmed here, but Jamie herself hinted at this on her social media platform. I saw it on Facebook. She posted a picture of the article making mention that Jamie Lee Curtis could be playing Madame Leota in the Haunted Mansion film, and she shared that picture and then capped it with an emoji of a crystal ball. So Jamie having a little fun there. Not really a confirmation, or was it? We shall find out. But I'm into it. I mean, if Jamie's into it, I mean, I'll see it automatically. I'm probably going to see it anyways because I do love the Haunted Mansion ride and I want to see how this turns out. The Haunted Mansion movie that we already got with Eddie Murphy, you need to see again, but it's not what I wanted. Obviously, and I think maybe we're getting a little over the top with it because we're like, ooh, it's spooky, it's creepy, it should be scary, but it is still a Disney ride. But it's a creepy ride, man. So I don't think comedy make of that film is where you should go. I think you should try to keep it a little kooky and crazy. But we'll see, man. We'll see how it turns out. Let's see. Evil Dead Rise. That movie is on the way, and according to test screenings, it is doing very well. People are liking this thing in a big bad way. So much so that there's a possibility that it could be moving from HBO Max to a theatrical release. Now, again, this is just rumor, but Bruce Campbell himself said, quote, "We just had a preview that was very high ratings. They were potentially going to stream it on HBO Max, but it might go theatrical maybe in the fall," end quote. So, again, nothing confirmed. HBO Max hasn't said anything. But it seems like a couple of things have been moved up because remember the Blue Beetle movie was supposed to be an HBO Max original film, and then it got bumped up to theaters. The Batgirl film is apparently going to be bumped up to theaters in the UK. We still don't know about the US, but now we're hearing about Evil Dead Rise and it's having good test screenings, so that's a good positive for you Evil Dead fans out there. And I mean, the fact that it could be going to theaters is pretty cool. The last Evil Dead film I believe I saw, was the remake. I saw that in theaters. That was a good time. Solid freaking remake too, by the way. So more power to them if they want to do it. If they want to move that to theaters, if it's having good test screens, that's awesome. I don't know. I mean, the fan base will obviously show up. I don't know how much business it'll do. I mean, Evil Dead is kind of a niche category of horror films. It is the campy, I guess you'd say. It's kind of the over top. It's insane. It's a horror movie on acid to say the least. But it does have its audience. So if you put it in theaters, they will come. But I would say probably do theaters and HBO Max same day on that one. At least that's my thoughts. If you have different thoughts, let me know. But I think we'll see. um, Rob Zombie, his Monsters film is on the way for Netflix and digital release and Blu-ray release. Rob Zombie has released two of the original songs he has for the upcoming Monsters film. It's Zombo and House of Zombo have both been released and available. I've listened to both. They are wacky, as you would expect, but wacky in a good way, man. I've enjoyed what I've heard with those songs, and I've enjoyed what I've seen. The trailer probably could have been better, but it didn't turn me away. I mean, obviously, I'm a Rob Zombie fan. I've enjoyed his films. I get that they don't appeal to everybody, but I mean, it's just this hate that he gets. I don't understand. Like, yes, I know he took on Halloween, and guess what? He did a good fucking job with it. Okay, let's stop complaining about his Halloween. It is a solid freaking movie. Yes, he gave the character a backstory with freaking awesomeness and fantastic acting. All right, like let's stop with the hate of Rob Zombie's Halloween. Like, I mean, I know this isn't gonna do anything. People are still gonna hate it, but it's okay, guys. It's okay. Like this, I've never understood why people hate remakes so much. Like some people don't even realize that one of their favorite horror movies is a remake. Like, guess what? The Thing, that's a remake. I think it's been remade several times before that one came out, if I'm correct. So, like, it's okay if a movie gets remade. It does absolutely nothing to the original film. The original film is in existence. You can still watch it whenever you want to. It is not erased from existence because a remake was made of the film. It's okay. If you don't like the remake, cool. That's fine. That's awesome. Like, and you got people like myself. That's my favorite Halloween film. I love the original Halloween. It's awesome, but my favorite Halloween film is Rob Zombie's Halloween. Also, in that same vein, my favorite Friday the 13th film is the remake of Friday the 13th. Now that doesn't go for all categories. I like the Child's Play remake, but I love the other Child's Play more. Nightmare on Elm Street, I definitely enjoyed the other Nightmare on Elm Street more, but I don't hate the remake as much as everybody else does. I think they made choices in the remake that were good, and they made choices in the remake that were not good. But I don't know, man. Went on a tangent about the Rob Zombie Halloweens there, but if you want to check out those two Monsters songs, it is called "It's Zombo" and "House of Zombo." Zombo, of course, is a character from the classic series and will be in Rob Zombie's Monsters film. And final bit of movie news here. Yeah, final bit of movie news we got here is MGM no longer holds the rights to produce the Tomb Raider film franchise. Now that franchise spawned three movies. Three movies. The most recent one was, I want to say, 2018. Yeah, 2018, starring Alicia Vikander. She was attached to do a sequel. Sequel was planned in the works back in 2019 with Alicia Vikander starring. Release date was even given for the film of March 2021, which was, of course, COVID. There's still the COVID pandemic going on then. So that never came to be. And now, looks like it's not going to happen. That plan is gone. They're planning another Tomb Raider movie, and Alicia Vikander is not attached to the role, which is weird. She did really good, in my opinion. The 2018 film is enjoyable. I've only watched it once. It's been a while since I've seen it, but what I did see, I enjoyed. Now, of course, the other two Tomb Raider films starred Angelina Jolie, and those were what they were. I haven't seen those in a long time either. But it's weird, man. It's I think the 2018 movie did good enough. I mean, if they announced a sequel already in 2019, yeah, you would say it did pretty good. But what can you do, man? Things happen, and you just gotta wait and see how it all builds out from there. But as of now, Alicia Vikander is no longer Lara Croft. Lara Croft. Lara Croft. There you go. Let's see what happens, man. As MGM no longer holds the rights, Tomb Raider's up for sale. We'll see who gets that one, and I'll have the news for you when that ends up happening. But yeah. Is that really all the news I got, man? Wow, I thought I would have at least a little bit more news there, but yeah, I guess that's all the news. Did I talk the HHN news last week? I don't think no, I think the news broke after my episode last week. So, HHN news, Halloween Horror Nights announced another house. It's the Weekend House. Not as in like a house based on the weekend, but a house based on the weekend. The artist performer, if you will. I don't know much about the Weekend. I've heard obviously of him, but I didn't I've never really followed his career or anything. And ever since that announcement, honestly, even before the announcement, when the teaser came out, you could kind of put two and two together. It was either Candyman or The Weeknd. The Weeknd seemed more possible. And ever since then, I listened to the Blinding Light song, enjoy it. I really enjoy it. And then we had the announcement. And the announcement video was released, really good video. And it gives us an idea of the twisted mind of The Weeknd, if you will. And I was like, okay, this could be good. And then the press release, I posted on my Twitter account too. I'm like, hey man, this is going to be an interesting house. I'm interested to see how this goes. I don't know The Weeknd that well. I gladly take some suggestions on songs I should listen to get ready for the house. And I had some nice people respond to it, and they helped me out there, checking out his new album, After Hours, I believe the name of it. And I listened to that all the way through, and it's got some really good songs on it. And then got a comment of the 5 or 6 songs that apparently will be in the house, and I have those songs saved to my Halloween Horror Nights playlist. But I've mostly been listening to Blinding Lights. Really enjoy that song. Save Your Tears. I really enjoy that song. In Your Eyes and Heartless. Really enjoy those songs. I've been rocking all of them pretty much on repeat. Ever since the house has been announced, I'm into it, man. I'm excited for it. It's an intriguing house because again, I don't fully know what to expect. You know, like I'm really excited for the Halloween house, but I have an idea of what I'm getting with the Halloween house. With the Weekend house, I don't know what I'm getting. Of course, there obviously was a press release and everything that can, let you know kind of what to look forward to. And if you want to hear that, please listen to the new episode of the Haunters podcast. They got you covered there. But yeah, man, I'm excited. I can't wait to see it. And getting close to the event. By the time this episode's out, we're a month away from Halloween Horror Nights starting. And just a month and a couple weeks away before I'm down there with my buds, my pals, my wolf pack. Just having a great time, man. It's the main thing I look forward to every year, and I can't wait to be there. Wish I could be there a little bit longer, but, circumstances are keeping me from being there too long. But I'm planning at least 2 days down there, and can't wait. It's going to be a good time, man. I look forward to that trip every year. It's the main thing I look forward to every year. So we're getting close, man. We're getting very, very close to that, which means I need to start walking. I need to get my legs ready. I need to start getting powering forward with those things. But yeah, there you go. Weekend House is announced. All the tickets are out now. The Scare Actor Dining is back now. That's fun. Might end up doing that. Yeah, good times. Good times, man. Halloween Horror Nights is almost here. Just trying to see if you got a little bit of news, man. I kind of breezed through that there. Marilyn Monroe's estate is okay with the Ana de Armas starring Marilyn Monroe film, so that's good to know. Apparently, it's facing some backlash, which shocker. Let's see. The Russo brothers have announced the Gray Man is getting a sequel and I think a spin-off as well. So there you go, man. I still need to watch that one, but yeah, I mean, obviously that must be doing pretty well over there for the Netflix. I think that's it, man. I think that's all the news I got. I believe I talked about this on a previous episode, but Attack the Block 2 has been confirmed by John Boyega and director. So yeah, that's still moving forward. That's an sci-fi horror movie. It's getting a sequel. People like the first one. I haven't seen it. It has been suggested to me to check out. I just haven't gotten around to it. Sorry, but it's something that I will of course get to at some point in time. Let's see, is there anything else? James Gunn said there is a possibility that they could do a Scooby-Doo 3 R-rated film. Now, nothing obviously in the works there, but he was asked about a Scooby-Doo 3 and if it could be R-rated. He said that could be something that they could do pretty easily. Apparently, there's talks of a Zombieland 3. Is that really true? Like a Zombieland 3? Yeah, alright, just reading into that. Just rumors. Nothing confirmed there, but possibility of Zombieland 3, so we'll keep you updated there on that one. I don't remember Zombieland 2 all that much, to be completely honest with you, which I don't know if that's a good thing. Because I like Emma Stone. Emma Stone's one of my favorite actresses, so for me not to remember that film is saying something, to say the least. I don't remember much of anything about Zombieland 2. Yeah, no. I'm trying to rack my brain. Yeah, I vaguely remember parts at the end of the movie, but obviously I'm not going to talk about that because I don't want to give spoilers here. But, like, yeah, overall, I don't remember. Yeah, wow. Yeah, no, I've got nothing on Zombieland 2. I've got pretty much nothing that I can talk about. Again, I remember parts of the uh, the end there, but I'm not going to talk about that for obvious reasons. All right, last thing here, I guess. Destin Daniel Cretton, who directed Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, will be directing Avengers: The Kang Dynasty. So there you have it, man. That is the news. That was some WWE talk, some HHN talk. Now it's time to get into the review for this week's episode. But of course, before we do that, I gotta play the trailer, man. It is the rule of the show. So I will be back after the trailer.
It's been a 4-year plan, and it's coming to a close today. My name's Honor, and you're gonna say I'm the classic overachiever. I started a school karate club and the food bank for the economically disadvantaged, while never letting my grades suffer. For me, high school is about getting out of high school. And I'm going to the #1 college in the world.
Honor, my best and brightest. I have a connection with the admissions people.
I had no idea. I knew this in 9th grade.
You are in my top 4 choices. G, I'm tuning the G string.
Wait, did you say top 4? In this school of underachieving losers, there's only 3 people it could be. But only one is an actual threat. Michael Debnicki. I've got to get him to tank his midterms.
What's the plan?
Hey, Michael, would you be willing to study with me?
Yeah, sure. Sure.
Easy. The first wave of my campaign, throw the nerd off. What's the matter?
We should probably get to work, because I need a scholarship. Yeah, you might break the tip off.
They grow up so fast.
All right. Cutting off the trailer, man, because too much stuff given away. These trailers, man. These trailers. I didn't watch that trailer before going into this movie. I'm going to have to find another outlet for audio on this show because these trailers, dude, let me tell you. Anyways, I stopped it before we get, too far there. All right. Anyways, going to the movie here. Honor Society. It is classified as a comedy. It's 1 hour and 37 minutes long. It's rated TVMA. And it's streaming on Paramount Plus. Rotten Tomatoes has a critic score. Honestly, the audience score, they're the same. They're tied at 83%, while IMDb has the film at a 6.4 out of 10. The synopsis for the film goes as Honor Society follows Honor, an ambitious high school senior whose sole focus is getting into Harvard, assuming she can first score the coveted recommendation of her guidance counselor, Mr. Calvin. Willing to do whatever it takes, Honor concocts a mischievous plan to take down her top competitors. Now, man, I came across this movie on the show I do. That's now on our Throw Me Podcast YouTube. Please go over there, hit subscribe, so you can be updated with all the stuff we got going on. Man, my brother Tombstone Josh, whose new episode of Metal Groove is out now, did another hot challenge. That sounds dirty. He eats food that's spicy. And it was like a spicy gummy bear this time. Hilarious video. Go check that out, see how that turns out. But yeah, all kinds of fun stuff like that on the Throw Me Podcast Network's YouTube. But I now do the show on there. Remember on the podcast I used to do the let's go over what's releasing this week. I've turned that into a quick video on our YouTube channel. And one of the things that came out last week that I caught my eye and I wanted to recommend was this movie, Honor Society. And it just seemed interesting from the synopsis. I'm like, okay, that sounds cool. That sounds fun. And Gaten Matarazzo. I just like saying his name weird, his last name weird, because I know I'm going to mess it up either way. Gaten plays Dustin in Stranger Things. Fantastic. Great character. He's awesome as Dustin. I swear Dustin's one of the best characters of that show. Every single season, man. And Gayton, very talented singer. Like, look it up. Not just talking about Neverending Story, man. The dude's got the chops. All right, he's a theater actor. He can do it. But I saw he's in it. I was like, oh, that'd be cool. I want to see him in something else because I've mostly only seen him in Stranger Things, right? So I was like, cool, I'll check that out. And then Christopher Mintz-Plasse, who's of course from Superbad and Role Models. If you haven't seen Role Models, fantastic movie. I was like, cool, he's in it. All right, I'll see what he's up to. I haven't heard his name in a while. That'd be cool to see. So that got my attention. Again, the idea of the film's pretty interesting, man. Honor Society. You got Honor, our main character, who's played by. I'm gonna try to get this right. Aguari Rice. Aguari Rice. She's fantastic. Like she, Gayton, the whole cast honestly is really good in the film. It's classified as a comedy. It is pretty much a comedy, but not like in a straightforward haha kind of comedy way. It's like smart comedy, kind of deal. But I mean, you can get the laughs very easy. I've laughed a lot while watching the movie. I had a good time watching it. But it's not just a comedy, man. It's a story. There's a story there. And you're like the reason why Honor wants to go to Harvard and why she's so passionate about it and wants to move forward and get this accomplishment. And you see and you learn about the three other kids that she's up against, and you're going through that and learning about these characters and everything. It's like the way the film is portrayed, and you can probably hear it in the audio I was playing there, is, of course, we're following Honor. Obviously, it's Honor Society. Honor's her main character. But she's talking to the camera a lot during the movie. It's like it's her thing. Like she's talking to us as the things are happening and all that stuff. She talks to us, things are happening, blah, 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 blah. Which is cool. I like it. It's kind of like a documentary film, not necessarily a documentary kind of deal. But yeah, I mean, there's some really good comedy moments, but there's some really good heart moments in the film as well. And I cut the synopsis off. I didn't read all the synopsis. I didn't play all the trailer because it gives stuff away that I don't want to talk about. Obviously I don't like spoiling anything, but I think the movie is really good, man. Like I had a really enjoyable time with this movie. Like again, that's why I love just finding random movies sometimes. Like I didn't hear about this movie at all until last week when I was looking for stuff that was releasing last week. And that's the first time I came across it. Again, didn't watch the trailer and just went into the movie and I'm like, oh, this sounds interesting. And then I watched the movie. I'm like, oh, this is good. It's a good movie, dude. It's a good movie. It has vibes like we've seen of these, teenage seniors in high school trying to move forward and pass, and they're worried about this or worried about that kind of vibes. I mean, I could see Clueless in this movie. I could see Booksmart in this movie. I could see, you know, um, I could see a little bit of Paris Geller from the Gilmore Girls in our main character Honor here. I can see these things. I can see these. You'll see it when you're watching the film, which I highly suggest you do check out the film, especially if you have Paramount Plus, because that's where you can watch it. But it's worth the time. I mean, an hour and 37 minutes. I mean, quick, solid amount of time, and an enjoyable movie, man. It really caught me by surprise. Like when I'm doing my year-end list, maybe it could make my top 10. It was a very enjoyable movie. Like I liked it a lot, and again, I enjoyed the characters. I think Gaten's great, but Aguari Rice, I believe I'm saying her name right. It was interesting while I was watching the movie because I saw her and I'm like, she seems familiar. And we all kind of do that when we're watching something, like, oh, this person looks familiar. We need to Google it. Who is this? But I was trying to get past it. I was like trying to watch the movie because I was at a time crunch, obviously, gotta get it in before watching Monday Night Raw. And um, it kept bothering me though. I'm like, she looks familiar. She looks really freaking familiar. And I was like, oh well, she kind of looks like a couple other actresses, so maybe that's what I'm thinking about. But it just kept bothering me to where I wasn't focusing on the movie. So I hit pause. I'm like, I gotta look into this. And apparently, not even apparently, obviously, um, she's in the freaking Spider-Man films, the new Spider-Man trilogy of films starring Tom Holland. She plays Betty in those films. I'm like, oh freaking yeah, she's Betty. But even further than that, she's in the Senior Year movie I just recently watched. She's playing the teenage version of the Stephanie character. Senior Year, that's the movie with Rebel Wilson when she falls into a coma and then wakes up later and goes back through high school. She was also in The Nice Guys. Remember that movie? that's what I was recognizing her from. So I'm like, okay, well, and she's fantastic in this movie, man. Like, she is really good in this movie. Like, she plays the role very well, and she's got some acting chops on her for sure. So overall, I mean, if you couldn't tell already, yes, I 100% say watch the film. It is an enjoyable film. Like, it is one of my surprisers for the year. I think it's solid from start to finish. It's a good story. Is it the most original thing you've ever seen in your life? I mean, no, but it doesn't take anything away from this movie. It's a smart film, man. It is smart. It'll get you to laugh a lot. It'll get you, pull on your heartstrings at times during the movie. Like, it is a sharp movie, man. It is a good one. It's good, man. I say check it out. I'm definitely gonna watch it again. I think it's good enough for another watch for sure, man. But that does it. That is my review for Honor Society, streaming now on Paramount Plus. Highly suggest checking that one out. It is a good time. That does it for this episode. Yeah, all right, that does it, man. WWE talk. We're in a new era. HHN talk, movie news and rumors, and then review for Honor Society. Hope all of you enjoy the episode, man. Try to make these all fun every week as a good little escape for your time, man. You plug in to listen to somebody talk, and we have our time here, man. So I appreciate you all taking that time. Again, please check out the Throw Me Podcast Network. All of our shows are out. You can find them wherever you listen to your podcast. The Metal Groove with Tombstone Josh, Honor's Podcast, the Mr. Wonderful Show, and Improper Guidance. All great shows, man. I love those shows. I'm proud to be part of the Throw Me Podcast Network, man. It makes me happy to be part of this group, man. It's a very exciting feeling to have all these people, be in this tight-knit group and putting content out there, man. So please give us a like and follow or subscribe, on YouTube, Throw Me Podcast Network, on Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff, man. But that does it for this episode. Appreciate you, as always, for taking your time to listen to me ramble on. Hope you all have a great rest of the day, week, month, year. Hope happiness finds you. And remember that happiness can always be found, even in the darkest of times, if one remembers to turn on the light. Talk to you all next episode.
Thank you for joining me this week. Make sure you hit the subscribe button to get updates on all new episodes. As well, follow me on Twitter at review_it_Rob. Stay tuned for more adventures.